everyone. It is a lovely Wednesday morning. And I want to talk about magical frustrations and interlinking them with mundane frustrations, because I have been feeling this so much lately. I don't know why, but I basically took a wonderful trip up to the Pacific Northwest and got to explore and see how many amazing things, and then I just came back and it felt like everything was sucked out of me. Every inch of inspiration, every inch of motivation, every inch of satisfaction with a little bit of how much I've accomplished. And a lot of what I've been working on this past year has been long-term goals. And one of the things, my word of the year was supposed to be allowing. And so when I felt this drudgery kick in, this lull, this struggle where spells weren't going right, I didn't know where to head, I thought that finding the end of the crocodile fiasco was going to lead somewhere magical, and it didn't. And I've been struggling a lot with my body image and dealing with all of that, and it just feels like a lot of the effort I've been putting forward would at least give me some results. And I'm not getting as much as I thought I would. There's still definitely some great results that are coming into play, but they're not as much. I'm taking this Wednesday morning to kind of just talk about that, because things don't have to be as wonderful, and I've really felt the urge recently to make them wonderful again, to make them be this amazing, huge, great thing that I'm going through a big witchy transformation, that I'm gonna drudge through it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna come out the other side feeling amazing. And the drudge has taken a lot longer. The drudge has taken so much more time and so much more effort than I'm normally used to. And maybe there's a reason for that, or maybe I'm just being lazy. I don't know. I don't want to create, I don't want to make videos right now. This is the first video I've picked up in a while. It won't feel like it for you guys because the blessings of mass filming and editing. So I had so many videos and backlog, but I've taken a good solid break. And on my Instagram I even mentioned saying that I wanted to take a solid break, that I wasn't going to be posting anything on there for a while, just to not have to, you know, in the constant realm of consumption. I thought maybe that would help break me out of it, but it really doesn't. I just feel more frustration and more ugh. And you know, I did a couple spells hoping to break myself out of it, and it didn't work. Hashtag witchy fail. Didn't work at all. And it sucks. It sucks when you're like, oh, I have a magical solution to this, let me try it, and it doesn't work, when everything else is also not working. But also, I have felt the urge to lean on my craft a lot during this time. I have felt the urge to go to my altar, to sit with my deities. And I always know, worst comes to worst, I can go to my astral and try to figure it the fuck out and meet up and have some tea with some people and go see what's going on. And when I went to the astral this time, I actually just appear in a middle of a storm. And not the eye of the storm where it's nice and calm and you have to drudge through the next part, but you made it halfway. No, instead it's you're in the freaking middle of wind and rain and everything whipping around you. And for a long time I was just struggling and struggling and struggling and trying to fight my way out of the storm, trying to fight my way. It's what's on the end of all this white wash rain and noise? What is on the other end of it? And then I remembered how much I love rain and wind, and why am I running through it? The storms are things I love, so why in the world would I be surrounded in this right now with unable to see or hear or do anything else? And as much as I wish I was allowing things and allowing stuff to come in, I'm not. I'm fighting it every step of the way. I'm fighting this urge to slow down and not do. I'm fighting the urge to maybe not create right now. Maybe I do. Maybe I need to consume instead. Maybe it's or not consume, not do much of anything. Maybe it's a more chill, relaxed thing. And I'm suddenly feeling the urge to create a little bit again, when I haven't for the last 2 weeks. And so this video is kind of part of that, a little bit of okay, we're gonna get going, get creating again, get making something. And to everyone who reached out to me, I know a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram, because a lot of my captions, I guess, were getting a little worrisome. And to some people who have responded and reached out to me on here, thank you. It's so sweet of you. It's nice to know that there are people who are noticing, I guess, when you're not doing as well, and then just doing that small reach out and saying hey, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you know that 5 freaking planets are in retrograde, and like a lot of people are feeling a lot of different things right now. So if you feel that way, like, that's okay. So that's, thank you. It's very, very sweet to know that there are other people reaching out in that way. But I don't know, I feel the urge to consume more witchy information. I bought a couple of books on my trip to the Pacific Northwest that I really wanted to dive into, and I've gotten a couple of other books that I just kind of like let go of the wayside. Some from my witchy book review where I was like, I can't wait to get into this book, and then I just didn't. So I'm hoping to, maybe I'll sit down and just like read a bunch of books and get new perspective and see, I don't know, I've read a couple already just to like try to get something going. And I'm still doing my daily draws of tarot because I am committed. Damn it. I'm stubborn that way and I don't want to drop it. I stopped giving myself more than 1 card readings though, because I found myself just pulling another card, another card, another card. It was like, I always do when I don't have a card that I don't really understand. I'll go, clarification about what this means please, and I'll pull another card on top of that card. And then I have to read it in relevance to that card, and I realized I was pulling clarification, 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 and after a while I always just ended up getting fucking card about patience or about mixed messages, or like when you read it all together, just didn't. I'm like, okay, fine, I get it, stop pulling cards. That's what the deck is telling me. It's saying, stop being sassy. Stop it. Give us the message. Deal with the message we're giving you. Enough. But I'm still doing my daily draws, hoping that it will shed some light on stuff. And I've been getting a lot of like just very worrisome, in a sense of you're being impatient, you're being impractical, you're being addicted in a sense. I got a lot of the devil. The devil has popped up. The lighting is weird. What is going on? What is happening? I've gotten a lot of the devil. I've gotten a lot of addiction types of things pulling in, which is interesting. I'm like, okay, what am I addicted to? Am I addicted to my video games? Am I addicted to frustration, or ways I deal with frustration? What are the things that I am so clinging to that actually aren't serving me anymore? Maybe this is a sign of major transformation. And also I think it's also a sign of things to move on from a bit, things to maybe let go of entirely, things that didn't work out, readings I was hoping to get that never came through, you know, people I was hoping to reconnect with that may or may not happen anymore, old friends, things like that. Maybe it is like it's kind of painful at those times to like let things go that you were kind of like hoping on and counting on, when everything else kind of just feels dull and ugh. And then when that doesn't come through either, you're like, well, fuck. Really? Like the one thing I was kind of hoping would give me a sense of light at the end of the tunnel type of deal, or a little bit of hope, a little bit of spark, and that's gone too. Great. But I don't know, I'm kind of hoping that I can. I'm the one sign I'm getting over and over again is like, get creating again, get moving. You do so much better when you're creating. And in some ways I feel a lot of pressure to do that. In other ways I'm like, well, you should be creating though, it makes it happy. So maybe it's the pressure on the creation. Maybe it's the need to make something perfect or make something for others to consume. Maybe it would be nice to just make something more for me, just for the ability to create. It doesn't have to be for any magical purpose or even any sort of go on Instagram purpose. It's just, I'm gonna create and see what I can make. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to my lovely ramble of my frustrations. Comment down below, what do you do when you're feeling just magically and mundanely drained all at the same time? When life just gets a little too ugh. And what do you do to get out of it? Or maybe what do you do to kind of just, you know, let yourself be in it? Like, is there a certain thing you're like, okay, this is happening, I'm just gonna allow it in, and this is how this is gonna work, this is how it's going to all work out. And so I'm going to sit down and have my lovely cup of tea or coffee and just wallow in it for a bit. Put all those in the comments down below. And I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm very proud of myself that with all the mess filming, that is still a thing. They come out 3 days a week. So I will see you guys next time. Hopefully in better spirits and hopefully with a little more creativity at my back. Bye.
it.